Hi, today I want to show you how to put together the Big Rig box card from Simply Crafty SVGs. And we just jump on in and we just start by piecing together some of the details for this one. I just want to remind you this is a Christmas one that I'm showing you, but you can use this card for basically any occasion. This is just a Christmas panel I added. So we want to add glue to this wreath. And then we'll just make sure we place it so we can see the red in the background. I didn't shape it exactly the same as the wreath because you might want to use it without the wreath, the joy, if you didn't particularly like the wreath portion. Wanted to give you an option so you could just say joy and not use the wreath. And then I just add glue to the center of this to add the bow. And if you do like these videos, I just ask that you like this video, just with the little like down there, or or subscribe to our channel. I would truly appreciate that. So I didn't want to have you see me assemble all the tires because there's 10 of them, 5 for each side. So just basically put this little tire piece over the back. So just emulating having a metallic, little hubcap. You can also add something to the center as well. And then for me, because I had a white core paper for that metallic paper, I just inked the edges so you couldn't see it as well. So I already did that with the other tires. And the last two pieces we want to piece together, that are the smaller ones. You just want to carefully put glue on this top piece here to add the red background for the back lights. So however you do it, I kind of spread it with my fingertip. And then you can't see it, but I'm just trying to carefully line up that red piece. It's so small I tried to zoom in, but you get the gist. It's not difficult, it's just a matter of hard to show you. So there it is, ready to put on when we're to that part. And then we'll go ahead and put the grill piece on as well. Again, you have to just add glue sparingly. A fine tip applicator does help in this case. And I did have a little leakage there, so always have my handy dandy kind of slightly wet paper towel. And then if you ever have like straight edges, because for some reason I'm having a hard time with my black cardstock, I just use a little fingernail file. It works really well just to take it off. So I put little 2 dots of glue to add these 2 headlights, and I'm using the Pick Me Up tool from Silhouette. I got it years ago. I think there's a couple versions of this type of tool, but it just has a little sticky at the end to be able to pick up small pieces and place them. Only thing I don't like about it is sometimes a little gray piece at the end gets stuck on it. Anyways, it's a handy tool. So now we're just going to fold on all the scores for the main card piece. Be careful you don't fold in the wrong place. I almost did. But it's a pretty long card. That's why we have a customized envelope for it. So we need to put them together. So this is how it goes together. So you can start with this little tab, and you want to glue it underneath the other edge. I mean, like, line up that edge to the tab fold. I think visually you'll see it better than me explaining right now. And then it's easy to glue that last piece. You see, just fold it over. Then add glue to that tab, and then line up that edge to the tab fold. Get it nice and lined up where it needs to be, then apply pressure. And there you have the basic form. So now we're going to add the pieces, some of the panels and pieces. As you can see, it's going to line up to the top here when we put this on, and then this metal piece is going to go around the edge like that. So I'll put the metal piece on first. If you look carefully, there's a little curved area down here. So you can match it up. You want to match that little curved area to the curved area right there. It'll line up. So we want to carefully add a little bead of glue, and this is where the fine tip applicator, this is a Jerez one that I'm using. I'll have it in the notes. You want to be really careful because there's glue on it, you don't want to just drop it on it, obviously, like that. Fortunately, I had it in place where the glue won't show. But you're going to want to line it up, and you can see how it lines up there. And then it's okay if you get a little glue on that top part, because we're going to put another panel there. And when I'm putting this together, I'm going to show you this front panel, and either the front or back can be the front of the card, obviously. But I am putting panels on both sides of this particular card. But you can use a blank panel on the back if you want to use it for your a sentiment. This is a little bit different of a box card for me because I usually have inserts, but this one just wasn't appropriate for what I wanted to do with this card. So if you do want to put a sentiment on the back, when we get to that part, you probably wouldn't want to put the panel on the back. But you could always add another piece of paper or something to it too. So you can see that we're going to put this panel, line it up to the top edge here. Just make sure it's lined up to the top. And then in the whole section, it fits in the whole section. And then there'll be a little section for you to add glue. When possible, I like to add glue to the paper that I'm putting the object on rather than the object. We'll try to do that with the other side for that long metal piece. So we're going to do the same on the other side. Again, you could just use a blank panel if you wanted, rather than using the actual joy or embossed panel, or if you don't make it Christmas, obviously, whatever panel you use. I had to get my fine tip applicator here. Oh, I guess I thought I was going to I forgot I was going to add glue to the actual truck. But anyways, you can do a little line along the edge if you wanted to, rather than adding it to the actual piece. But you see I kind of line it up to the bottom there. And then we'll add that top panel like I did the other side. So I think it looks fun with both sides, but how fun is that? But I mean, if you wanted to do a personalized message, you'd want at least one side to have something that you can write on. And then we have two joy panels. If you see, I made a birthday card for this too, so you could really make this truck into anything. So now we're going to add the front pieces. So I'm going to add the grill piece first with the headlights. I got to get my glue working. The only thing with this fine tip applicator is that if you leave it without the pin in it, there's with the pin, it sometimes gets clogged really quickly. So especially with art glitter glue, and that's what I'm using in this particular bottle. Scotch is too thick for that bottle. I have a different fine line applicator that broke recently, so I've been using my art glitter glue. So now I had an issue with my video, so you can see I added the door panels and the little step sides, and then you want to do the tire first and then the little wheel well around the tires. So the same thing on the other side. You want to make sure you put that front wheel on, and that'll make it easier to put that fender on. The little wheel well, I'm sorry, not the fender. I guess it could be fender too. So you want to put those doors and all those other on there. I did have a video failure, so I apologize. And then this is how I add the tires. So I had 2 more tires, and I kind of feel to make sure that they line up with the card tire cutouts. So now, because I'm doing the Christmas version, I'm going to add those joy panels that we pieced together. So I just carefully add glue to the back and just place them. And I did emboss that back panel, as you saw. I'll include that information in the notes. And I had excess glue pieces on my craft mat. That happens. It's dry at least, but it gets stuck on my project sometimes. And I did emboss the steps too with a little bit of a diamond plate pattern. There's multiples. I think the one I have is no longer made, so it was a Cuttlebug version. So that's the card. So now we just need to put together the envelope. So you want to put the sides in, pull up the bottom part, and you want to glue. Just make sure you know where you need to place the glue. So kind of pull it up like I did, and then so you know where it needs to go, so you don't get glue above that. And then fold them in and place it down. Make sure you just don't get glue on the inside, obviously. You don't want it stuck closed. And then the card fits right in there. So that's the envelope, and you can just add a little glue to close it. And then now we have, I'm going to show you two versions of the truck. Here's one that I just added my own happy birthday sentiment. I just customized it in my die cutting software. And here's the final one with the joy. So I thought it would be a fun card you could use all year around for, you know, somebody out there. Somebody I think would appreciate it. It's just fun. I thought it was fun, and I hope you did too. Well, I thank you so much for watching.